While driving at full speed, the Russian soldier calmly destroyed the enemy drone above their heads in seconds, without even taking the cigarette out of their mouths.
Ёбаный в рот, нихуя не работает эта рэпка. Ты попал по нему? Да.
Господи, дрон. Боже.
A Russian drone buzzed over the head of a Ukrainian volunteer in Konstantinovka. It didn't hit him or the man at the tire repair shop. It just flew away like a spectator. But the volunteer had already panicked. He remembered Russian prayers and was about to write his will.
Господи, проигнорировал. Ждун.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe and like.
Боже, пошел на засаду. И мужика не тронул. Финиш, блин.
Russian forces, supported by operators of attack aircraft belonging to the 1009th Regiment, are engaging in fierce clashes with the enemy for Volchansk in the Kharkiv region. The Novgorod Prince Vandal fiber optic FPV drone accurately strikes a Ukrainian armed forces supply point in the village of Udakhny, west of the city of Krasnoarmysk in Donetsk. In the final frames of the fiber optic, birds flight over enemy military territory, boxes bearing a distinct logo and the abbreviation WFP are visible. First images from the liberated Serebryansky forest. Explorers from the West Group showed how they overcame the Ukrainian armed forces' defense lines. Russian fighters reached Yampol in the DPR by overcoming the echeloned defense line. Small groups of Ukrainian armed forces surrendered to Russian troops or were destroyed while resisting.
Иди сюда, на! Пошел!
Кэш.
Честно, я так первый раз это я. Только вот з полігону мене кинули на посаду водія.
Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Sumy direction. Between the settlements of Betitsa and Vakalovshchina, a US-made M113 armored personnel carrier belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces was destroyed as a result of Rubicon Center's FPV calculation. Sumy direction. Near Marino Village, several FPV UAV teams and a ROSN detachment from the Rubicon Center detected a T-72 tank belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. The tank was destroyed in the ensuing fire. Counter-operations by Russian UAV operators. Duran-2 flew to visit Ukrainian armed forces UAV operators detected near the village of Doroshenkove. FPV UAV operators from the Sparta Battalion of the 51st Guards Combined Arms Army in the Novopavlovka region destroyed the Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV Control Center, used to coordinate reconnaissance and attack UAVs with a kamikaze UAV. Ukrainian forces are keeping their FPV drones on standby at the roadside for ambushes. Russian forces were the first to employ this tactic. As a result, the enemy lost a large number of soldiers and equipment. They quickly copied the tactic. However, they forgot one thing. Russian forces were the first to use this tactic. Drones capable of dropping munitions are destroying Ukrainian drones with bombs dropped from the air. The drone unit affiliated with the Southern Forces Group destroyed a US-made M777 155mm howitzer with a precision strike. Russian armed forces operators destroyed Ukrainian armored vehicles, tanks, a motorcycle convoy, and a self-propelled howitzer in the same area. In the videos, we generally see successful drone attacks, but if I can find the footage soon, I will try to add videos of unsuccessful drone attacks as well. This way, we will actually see both types of operations. Be sure to share your thoughts on the drone attack in the comments. Kharkiv direction. A trailer-mounted ATV and Ukrainian armed forces personnel were struck by an OFBCH-2-equipped VT-40 FPV drone. They encountered each other while the FPV drone was conducting reconnaissance, and the incident occurred. Rubtsovka direction. Near the village of Zareknoye, the FPV unit of the Rubicon Center destroyed a Gyurza armored vehicle belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. Ukrainian armed forces facilities located at an airfield near the town of Konotop in Sumy Oblast were destroyed. Footage shows moments when unmanned aerial vehicles, equipment, and a command center were destroyed. Russian reconnaissance drone operators revealed the UAV control point of the Ukrainian armed forces. The position was monitored and reported for some time. Then attack drones were activated, and the control point and UAV antennas were destroyed. Sumy region, Korolki settlement. Russian reconnaissance operators found the 128mm Rak-12 MLRS, Croatian-made. The Lancet UAV was then launched to attack. Lancet accurately hit the target and destroyed the MLRS. A group of infantry hiding in a basement was detected in the direction of Sumy. 2 Russian kamikaze drones immediately took to the air and sped towards the target. With precision strikes, the basement was destroyed. Russian reconnaissance drones spotted a self-propelled howitzer parked. This howitzer is a 2S3 Akatsiya 152mm self-propelled howitzer. Although the Ukrainian armed forces tried to camouflage and protect the howitzer, a FPV drone was enough to destroy it. The howitzer was powerfully destroyed by the explosion of the ammunition inside. Garan-2 kamikaze drone destroys Ukrainian armed forces trucks loaded with ammunition in Sumy. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. The Russian Defense Ministry announced that Dnipro fighter jets have set up a network of observation posts to destroy UAVs of the Ukrainian armed forces. FPV drone operators of the assault unit of the 5th Independent Guard Tank Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces combat work with the Vostok Group in the southern Donetsk direction. In the footage, the reconnaissance unit monitors the movement of the Ukrainian Armed Forces infantry. Then, when the movement of the infantry is stable, an attack drone approaches their position and destroys them wherever they are. In the footage, the fiber-optic drone Prince Vandal of Novgorod is used. Thanks to this, in case of any REB system, the drone can continue on its way without losing its movement. Anvar Special Forces are supporting the offensive in the Sumy region and destroying the Ukrainian Armed Forces defense lines. Some special forces are attacking Ukrainian positions near border villages where Russian troops are advancing deep into the Sumy region. In the Sumy region, fiber-optic drones continue to attack without slowing down. The bunkers and trenches of the Ukrainian armed forces are being attacked by powerful drones loaded with heavy ammunition. Write your thoughts about the drones in the comment section. Robot battle on the Belgorod front. UAV operators of the 34th Brigade attacked and destroyed a Ukraine Armed Forces ground drone near Demidovka. Soldiers of the 29th Guards Army of the Vostok Troop Group liberated Otradnoye. How FPV drone calculations destroyed Ukrainian artillery guns and mortars firing at advancing Russian attacks. Despite intense radio opposition from the Ukrainian armed forces, drone operators worked with high accuracy. The footage shows the destruction of enemy bunkers and military equipment in the Sumy region. FPV drone crews are working on identified targets. Last week, the Northern Group liberated the settlements of Mariino and Lokhnya in the Sumy region. There were also successes in the Vovchansk area in the Kharkiv region. This is how Russian artillery destroyed the UAV control point of the Ukrainian armed forces in the direction of Zaporizhzhia.
Угломер 57-12, ОФ-25 полный, навести, зарядить.
Наведено, заряжено.
Орудие, выстрел!
Russian UAV operators are destroying targets in the Pokrovsk direction. Operators from the 74th Brigade's Reconnaissance Battalion struck Ukrainian armed forces equipment, ammunition, shelters, and armored vehicles. footage of combat operations in the direction of Konstanivka, where Russian armed forces operators targeted locations occupied by Ukrainian forces. Aircraft-type drones and fiber-optic drones destroyed their targets with precision strikes. Kupiansk direction. The control point of the Baba Yaga electronic warfare station has been destroyed. The number of Baba Yaga and Mavic systems among the Germans has increased significantly. The Russians should also be more careful. Ukrainian forces are not avoiding any missiles, and the enemy's main focus is to find and eliminate Russian operators. When detected, everything is flying at them. Border region clashes. Paratroopers are hunting enemy equipment and supporting the advance towards Sumy. Paratroopers from the 217th Airborne Regiment in Ivanovo are identifying enemy military equipment and artillery near the border between the Kursk and Sumy regions, destroying them and supporting the advance of Russian troops towards Sumy. Sumy direction. Near the village of Nikolskoye in the Sumy region, reconnaissance operations by the 106th Airborne Division detected a T-64BV tank belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. The target coordinates were relayed to the crew of KVN FPV unmanned aerial vehicles from the Rubicon unit. The tank was destroyed. Zaporizhia Front. Guards attached to the 35th Regiment of the East units are disrupting the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces by hunting down enemy vehicles. In these shots, UAV operators hit 6 enemy vehicles. Share your thoughts on the importance of FPV drones in modern warfare in the comments. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Ukrainian forces decided to use a building as a temporary staging point. However, the Russians were watching them. An FPV drone was enough to destroy the building.